What's up everyone, it's Trainer Del. In this video I have for you my Rose Dragon deck profile. I picked Black Rose Dragon as an archetype that I wanted to build around when my friends and I were gonna do an archetypal battle. But I think I'm gonna just change it up to being a Kiza character deck because the Cyber Darks are just fun as well. But yeah, I just really like Black Rose Dragon, so just quickly before I disband it, show off what I did build. 3 Red Rose Dragons. When it's sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, you can special summon any Rose Dragon except itself from your hand or deck. And also when it's using a synchro summon of a Black Rose monster or Rose Dragon, then you can get Frozen Rose or Blooming of the Dark Rose, but mostly Frozen Rose. 3 White Rose Dragon, and this is here because it can special summon itself if you control the Dragon Tuner, so if that's on the field, you can special summon it. And if this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, then you can send 1 level 4 or higher plant monster from your deck to the graveyard. That's pretty cool. Also, when this is normal summon, you can special summon a Rose Dragon monster from your hand or graveyard. So it's just these two are the wombo combos. They just help you get, into a synchro play. Playing 2 Blue Rose Dragons, I just think it looks nice. When this card is in the field destroyed and sent to the graveyard, then you can target a Black Rose Dragon or plant type monster from your graveyard and special summon it. Got 2 Dark Rose Fairies, because if you go into Red Rose and this, you can make the Garden Maiden. It's level 2. And if a tuner monster is special summoned, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, or this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 other card from your hand or field to the graveyard and place it on top or bottom of the deck. So it's a way to access it again. So 2 is fine. 1 Rose Lover, basically you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 plant monster from your hand, and if you do, it's unaffected by your opponent's trap cards. So get away from that infinite impermanence. 1 Rose Girl was just another plant and a tuner, and if a face-up plant monster you control is sent to the graveyard, then you can special summon this card from your hand. And if a plant monster is on the field and this card is in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. So it was alright as a one-of that I thought. There's gonna be like new support, so maybe when the new support drops, I'll rebuild this. I'm not too sure. 3 Lone Fire, because it's Lone Fire. Searches like basically any plant and summons it. 2 Revival Rose. So if a level 5 or higher plant type monster you control is destroyed, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. 1 World Carrot Weight Champion. Love this card. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 plant type monster from your hand or face up on the field to the graveyard, except itself, but I only play the 1, and you can special summon it. So cool. 2 Gigaplant, just Gigaplant. You can get it out with Lone Fire, Titanium, because it's Titanium, and when a card or effect is activated that targets a card on the field, quick effect, you can tribute a face-up plant type monster, negate it, and destroy it. And if you don't know Gigaplant, if you're able to normal summon again, you can just special summon plant type monsters. I'm actually playing 3 Ghost Spells, and the reason for this is because 1, it's a tuner, level 3, so it's easy to go any of the level 4s to make Black Rose, but also because I just don't want my cards in the graveyard to be affected or touched, and I kind of need them in the graveyard and to stay in the graveyard, so if anyone tries to touch them, then Ghost Spell's a better card to defend against other people. Black Garden, just here because Black Garden can create tokens, when they're destroyed, 800 points of damage. 3 Frozen Rose. One of the reasons I got this deck is because these cards I was able to get super cheap, and I just kind of held on to them. But you can send 1 face-up monster you control to your graveyard and apply the effect. So if it's a plant, during the end phase, you draw 2 cards and discard a card, so it's like almost like a Graceful Charity. And then if it's a non-plant, then you add 1 level 4 lower plant type monster from your deck to your hand. So it's cool. Rose Bell of Revelation. So you can either add a plant type monster, or you get to do both. But add a plant type monster with 2400 attack or more, so basically Gigaplant or Titanium if you really want to your hand. Then you can banish it from your graveyard and special summon 1 plant type monster with 2400 or more attack. But you can only use 1 effect of this per turn and only once that turn. So that's why we send it away with cards like Foolish Burial Goods. Send it to the graveyard, or if you need to if you draw it, then you can just search. But if you can send it to the graveyard, then you can special summon. Playing Foolish Burial because it's Foolish Burial, and you can just dump whatever you need to the graveyard. instant fusion to get the one like fusion monster I play. Mark of the Rose, which is like Snatch Steal almost. Basically, to activate it, you can banish a plant type monster from your graveyard, target face up monster your opponent controls, and you equip it. So you take control of it, but once per turn during your end phase, this gets negated. So it kind of goes back to your opponent, and when it's your turn, you take it back. So you usually don't just do that. You go for the synchro play, or you sack it, whatever you need to do. Mind control, another way to get an opponent's card. Reborn, extender, whatever. Just get what you need. Blooming of the Darkest Rose. I'm not too much of a fan of this card. I just like the art and the fact that it's part of the archetype. But you just special summon Rose tokens in defense mode to either field up to the combined number of cards in the field zones and field spells in the graveyard. If a plant type monster, if this is in the graveyard, you can target one Black Rose Dragon or a plant type monster in your monster zone, banish it, and if you do, place this on the bottom of your deck. During the next standby phase, return that banished monster to your field. So you can kind of sort of chain in a sense, like chain Black Rose. When it's about to blow up the field, use this and banish the Black Rose, blow up the field, and Black Rose gets to come back. That's kind of like the only real thing for it. And then breakthrough skills. You can send this also with the Foolish Burial Goods. But it's just kind of here because even if it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can still use its effect. And I don't really run a true extra deck. I was like building it up. But obviously got to run 3 Black Rose Dragons. It just blows up the field. But it has a secondary effect that people forget about. And especially me. But when this card is synchro summon, you can destroy all cards on the field. And then once per turn, you can banish one plant type monster from your graveyard, then target a defense position monster your opponent controls, and change it to face up attack. And if you do, its attack becomes 0. Not that it really ever comes up, but it's just here. Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, which I wish was a Rose Dragon monster, like officially. So Red Rose Dragon, turn 1 you can go into this and be a little bit more defensive and still get your combos and your pluses, but yeah, it's alright. So what this card does is if it's special summon or level 5 or higher monster is special summon to your opponent's side of the field, you can target one special summon monster your opponent controls and return it to the hand. So they try to go crazy with like synchro combos. I mean, it's a once per turn, but you can hopefully take off the threat. Queen of Thorns, just kind of here as a defensive card. Each player must pay 1,000 life points to normal special summon a non-plant type monster from their hand. So they want to do a lot of special summon from the hand. They got to pay some life. Garden Rose Maiden. Ooh, has this card shot up in price, but this card is super beautiful. I just really like the art. And this is the thing that if it's special summon, you can add Black Garden from your deck to your, or graveyard to your hand. That's cool. And you can banish this card from your graveyard, target a Rose Dragon monster or Dragon Synchro monster in your graveyard, and special summon it. So it does a lot. And I believe it is the inverse. Oh no, never mind. It just has 24 defense, but 16 attack. Black Rose has 18 defense. 2 Crossroads Dragons. So I pulled them. I just think this card also looks cool. This card kind of also, when I pulled this, I thought about like, wow, like I miss Black Rose Dragon. So it kind of was a little inspiration for it. But it's 2 monsters with different types. And during the main phase, you can tribute this card and 1 plant monster, especially summon a Rose Synchro monster or plant Synchro monster from your extra deck. And it's treated as a Synchro summon. So if you do Black Rose, you can blow up the field and whatnot. If a monster you control is destroyed by card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card. And then special summon a Rose Dragon monster from your graveyard. So it's like waste just to get that Black Rose. And then the one little funny Mud Dragon of the Swamp just to get just for the instant fusion target. So yeah, that's the Black Rose Dragon deck profile. Can't say much more than that. Just hopefully with the new support that they come out with, I think there's like another like continuous or field spell and another monster, and it creates more plays. But obviously a lot of these cards are now using the Dragon FTK link, so like man, that deck is crazy. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.